What's up, guys? I'm Chris Spags here, back with another Four Corners video for today's 12-game MLB main slate, courtesy of Awesemo.com. Now, I'm going to tell you guys up front, this is honestly one of the worst pitching slates we've had this entire year on the Four Corners, but the good news is where there's crisis, there's opportunity, so it should be a good day for hitting, and that means I'm going to give you guys a chance to win a free month of Awesemo Plus. All you have to do right now is like this video and comment your double dong pick down below, the guy I think is going to hit 2 home runs today. If you're correct, you'll be entered to win that free month of Awesemo Plus, so right now, like the video and comment your double dong pick down below. But for now, let's get on to our first corner on today's slate, the top pitching. And the first pitcher I'm going to talk about today is Jason Vargas going against the White Sox. Vargas gets 4.2 implied runs against him and is expected to be the #1 owned pitcher on DraftKings, 29%, while he'll be less owned everywhere else. Vargas has achieved relatively decent results in 2019 with a 1.3 whip and a 3.5% home run rate, and he projects well despite a park downgrade post-trade, going against the White Sox lineup with 6 hitters above league average in strikeout rate versus left-hand pitching. I really don't want to advocate for Jason Vargas here, but it is a really good spot for him. He projects well. The price is reasonable, so I imagine I'll match the field on him. There's also going to be a lot of ownership going to the White Sox, so it does make Vargas interesting leverage. Lance Lynn versus Detroit should also be popular today with 3.7 implied runs against him. Lynn will be the #1 owned on FanDuel with 20% and on Yahoo with 35%, while he'll be #4 owned on DraftKings with 21%. Lynn is one of few talented pitchers on an awful pitching slate in a good spot, given that he has a 27.2% K rate and a 1.2 whip against a Detroit team with no hitters above a 97 WRC plus versus right-hand pitching. Lynn's price is tough on DraftKings, but a little more reasonable on FanDuel and Yahoo. It is a tough park as well with the hot weather in Texas, but it is a nice spot for Lynn going against a Detroit team who's completely hapless right now. And James Paxton versus Boston will find some ownership today with 4.5 implied runs against him. Paxton will be the #2 owned on DraftKings with 28% and on Yahoo with 34%, while he'll be #3 on FanDuel with 16%. Paxton has allowed some solid strikeout ability with a 29.7% K rate this year, but his 1.5 whip and 4.3% home run rate get him into trouble, with right-handed batters also generating a 196 ISO against him. It seems like lately Paxton gets blown up at just about every spot, but the strikeout ability is there on paper. If he could survive versus Boston hitters, he could have that strikeout upside, and it's worth some ownership tonight. On to our next corner, the top stacks on the slate. The San Francisco stack going against Peter Lambert makes it in once again. San Francisco gets 6.3 implied runs. They project for sky-high ownership with decent prices at Coors, as Lambert's been unable to miss bats with a 7.4% swing strike rate, while giving up a 254 ISO overall. Lambert has been even worse versus left-handed batters with a 1.8 whip, 52% hard contact, and a 310 ISO allowed, so San Francisco's lefty-heavy lineup has potential despite the insanely high ownership expected from them today. It's definitely not fun rostering a chalk San Francisco team, but the matchup at Coors and some decent prices make them worth the exposure today, even though it may be logical to take some pivots to try to differentiate yourself in a tournament. On the other side, a Colorado stack versus Sean Anderson will also be popular today with 7.7 implied runs for them, which are a slate high. Colorado projects well, but also will have extremely high ownership given that Anderson's got a low 16.1% K rate and a 1.5 whip allowed. Anderson has kept the ball down with a 27.8% fly ball rate, which has been aided by his pitching-friendly home park, but all bets are off for him today at Coors Field. Anderson has been worse versus lefties, so I may try to mini-stack some of those guys in Colorado's lineup to try to differentiate for what's going to be a very chalky Colorado team today. And a Minnesota stack versus Glenn Sparkman should also pick up some ownership with 6.8 implied runs for them. Sparkman has had some baffling success versus right-handed batters with a 3.9 xFIP, but versus lefties has allowed a 6.7 xFIP and a 258 ISO. Sparkman's low 12.8% K rate and 7.3% swinging strike rate should give Minnesota a chance with a 230 ISO versus right-hand pitching in 2019 on what should be a warm day at their home park. Sparkman's had flashes of confidence, but it does seem like a spot here where Minnesota should be able to get their power bats going. I think this is a good situation to go to Minnesota at less ownership than those Coors Field teams. Now on to our next corner, the lower owned options on today's slate, and the Cleveland stack going against Dylan Peters is a team who I like. Cleveland gets 5.5 implied runs, and Peters is allowed a 5.8 xFIP and a 227 ISO along with a 16.4% K rate versus right-hand batters going back to last year. A righty-heavy lineup with value prices for guys like Franmil Reyes with his 221 ISO and 144 WRC plus versus left-hand pitching are appealing for a remade Cleveland team. I'll talk more about Reyes in a second, but overall this looks like a really good spot for Cleveland going against a guy in Peters who's been really bad for over a year and change now. And on the other side, Mike Clevenger versus the Angels interests me with the 3.5 implied runs against him, which are a slate low. The Angels' 18.9% K rate is tough, but Clevenger has been strong with a 2.4 xFIP and a 37.5% K rate in 2019. Despite the hot weather for him, Lance Lynn is in a far better spot against Detroit, but Clevenger has pitched fairly deep into games and offers big strikeout upside despite a solid Angels lineup across from him. The Angels are tough, but Clevenger is at home with a strikeout upside to win you a tournament. I'm going to have some exposure to him, even though Lance Lynn does seem like the safer play. And a Houston stack versus Yusei Kikuchi interests me with 6.4 implied runs for them. Kikuchi's 5.2 xFIP and 226 ISO allowed are big problems versus Houston's 135 WRC plus, and 226 ISO versus left-hand pitching. Houston again looks under-owned despite Kikuchi's inability to get strikeouts with a 16.6% K rate, while Houston's lineup has 6 hitters over a 133 WRC plus versus lefties. Houston roughed up Danny Salazar yesterday, and the spot versus Kikuchi looked comparably good here. Kikuchi hasn't shown much so far this season. And Wade Miley versus Seattle interests me with a 3.6 implied runs against him. Miley's overpriced and he isn't a great strikeout pitcher with a 20.5% K rate, but Seattle's projected lineup has a 29.4% K rate versus left-hand pitching. Again, Miley's price really stinks, but on a garbage pitching slate, his ability to limit damage with a 1.1 whip and 122 ISO allowed are decent positives in his favor. On a slate like this with a lot of garbage pitching out there, who's actually going to get some ownership, then going to a guy like Miley who's safe and has some strikeout upside is a decent situation to go to. And now on to our last corner, the one-offs on the slate, and Eddie Rosario going against Glenn Sparkman is one who interests me. Sparkman allows a big 6.7 xFIP and 258 ISO to left-handed batters, while Rosario has a 235 ISO and a 118 WRC plus versus right-hand pitching. You can make an argument for Max Kepler as well with a bit more power, but Rosario's a better all-around hitter. I think that'll benefit him in this nice spot versus Sparkman. And the aforementioned Franmil Reyes versus Dylan Peters also interests me as a one-off. Reyes is cheap despite his 144 WRC plus and 221 ISO versus left-hand pitching, while Peters gives up a 1.8 whip and 227 ISO with just a 16.4% K rate versus right-handed batters. Reyes has already shown good power versus left-hand pitching, and now he's in a better park for hitting. I think it's a nice spot to go to him with his price still really low. And Pablo Sandoval versus Peter Lambert's one of the Giants I like as a one-off. Paying up for Pablo isn't fun, but at Coors with his team best 218 ISO and a 110 WRC plus going against Lambert's 1.8 whip and 52% hard contact allowed to left-handed batters seems like a good way to capture that Giants production without stacking the full high-owned team. It might be a little biased towards the Panda because he did it once for me this week with the home run picks on our Live Before Lock show. I think it's a really nice spot for him, and he does seem like the best lefty hitter to take advantage of Lambert's weaknesses. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on this 12-game slate. So right now, please like the video, and if you want to win that free month of Oswell Plus, like the video and comment your double dong pick down below. Yesterday, we had 4 people guessing one of the double dongs correctly in the comments, and you could see them right here. We got Dominique Davis, Alex Morasti, Jordan Phelps, and Josh Engelman's wife, who it's always great to see supporting me instead of her husband on our YouTube channel. Unfortunately, only one of these people can win that free month of Oswell Plus, so the winner is Alex Morasti. Congratulations to Alex. You are all kings among men, but Alex is the one who gets the free month, so email me at chris@osmo.com to collect your free month of Osmo Plus. And for everybody else, if you want to win your free month, right now, like the video and comment that double dong pick down below. And if you want a month of Osmo Plus just like Alex Morasti just got, you can use this promo code Switch and Hedge for half off your first month of Osmo Plus. Get all the ownership projections, the player projections, the deep dive column, the lineup builder, a million different tools that help you make better MLB DFS lineups every single day. So use that promo code Switch and Hedge right now for half off your first month of Osmo Plus. Go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Spags. I'm here with you guys every single day. I'm also putting out my own personal podcast tomorrow. I've got my NFL content coming out too. So a lot of things to keep your eyes on from me. So right now, go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Spags. I'll be on Live Before Lock tomorrow. So if you wanted to gen with me on a Saturday, go and subscribe right now and hit that notification bell. And of course, I'll be back with another 4 Corners on Monday. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a great weekend. I'll see you guys again soon. Good luck.